Okay.
I still do. I always write also the country. And for my first CV, since it was not too big, I had actually a map of the word at the bottom. And I was, so the country, so based on the languages, I was highlighting the countries that speak that language, just to show like, oh, you know, I can speak to these many people.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so it was, I highlighted it as much as possible. Yeah.
Nice analogy.
Yeah, sure, it helps because if you look at my CV, you will find it. I mean, it's I put it as part of my education. I mean, the section, and as my professional experience, like, because I was a tutor there. I was tutoring French and Arabic, and I even have a certificate. I was taking. They were they didn't allow us to do tutoring without going for workshops. So we were doing nighttime workshops just to help us deal with students, the way to teach them. So yeah.
Bold, uppercase, Japan, you know, and all the interviews, they ended up going through that, to that. I mean, you know, they all ask, so Japan, what did you do there? And even if it deviated a little bit from, you know, the topic of the actual interview, they would ask, so how was Japan? How was the food? And, you know, and it's something that I know that stands out. And I believe, honestly, that's one of the biggest advantages an AUI graduate has, you know, compared to graduates from other schools, is that international experience. You know, it's not easy to tell somebody, listen, I've been to the US, I lived in the US for 6 months, or I've been to Canada, or I've been to South Africa, or I've been to Indonesia, or France, or whatever, and I lived there for 6 months as part of my studies. So I could adapt, I could learn the way they do things, I could show that I'm a good student over there, not only over here, and came back with that positive experience. And that is amazing. And that's what I tell students when they come to AUI during orientation. When AUI started, you had an advantage because you spoke English when you graduated. Right? Now everybody speaks English. That's not an added value anymore. However, the added value is going to be your international experience, or what did you do in addition to your studies? What kind of opportunities did you jump on? How did you develop them? You know, so yeah, Japan always came back, you know, like came up during interviews, and if it didn't, I would, you know, I'll just mention, you know. So something I learned when I was doing my research in Japan, in case they didn't notice it, then it makes a difference. It does make a difference. You impress people. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not everybody had the chance to go abroad. Not everybody had the chance to work or study abroad. So when you come, you tell them, I did this and I did that, and that does a lot.
Yeah. Obviously, it helps as well, you know, being an alumni, being part of the alumni community, and having gone on exchange. That's obviously advantages to me in my position because I understand both sides, you know, the student and the administrative side of the thing. So yeah, I think that I can, not to like, you know, be arrogant again, but I feel like I'm good at my job because I do understand where the student is coming from. We're there to assist the student, you know what I'm saying? We're there to help guide them and help them make decisions, not make decisions for them. Some people have that perception that you just come and it's like a supermarket and yeah, I want this and that, please give me this. It's not like that, you know. We orient you, we guide you, we assist you. We don't like do your work for you. So yeah, I feel like I can put myself in the students' shoes and help them accordingly, understand their situation and be able to guide them because I went on exchange, because I went through that, you know what I'm saying? And like I told you, like my experience wasn't all rainbows and butterflies. It was like really hard at some specific points when we felt, not only me, like the people that were with me too, we felt like we weren't supported. We felt like we were not supported per se, but we felt like we were just not taken seriously, maybe, you know what I'm saying? Like we were just like brushed off most of the time. So yeah, I want to like help students not feel that way, because it's a really bad feeling to have, especially when you're in a different country, you don't know anybody, etc. So yeah, I'm guessing that the fact that I want an exchange helps me now with my job.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, I was very much kind of clearly highlighting those experiences, and I also during these interviews I would hear quickly, let's say, questions about those experiences, and I also actually got some interview opportunities through networks that I got from my study abroad. So, for instance, for the Georgetown experience. So when I went in Spain or when I went back to the US, I would. So actually, I also got a really good friend from my experience in Georgetown, who's with my friend here at AOI, my two best friends, and we're still in contact. And we also did the study abroad in the UK together. And so what I would do is I would look up every time I go to a new place to the alumni group, and I would then go and let's say to some of the events, the networking events, as an exchange. I'm not an alumna, but they would be welcoming, and I would then there get to know people. Then maybe they're working somewhere. I would maybe ask if there are possibilities of interviews, and it worked. So I usually, when I would go somewhere, I would look for the alumni networks, so those like local offices of Georgetown, Bocconi. So for instance, I remember when I was in New York, I would go regularly to the meetings of the Bocconi alumni in New York. So those.